We walk you through the investigation as we learn more details about exactly what happened, maybe the cause of that crash.
Yeah, a lot of questions still remain. 10 Tampa Bay's Jenny Dean is live for us in Clearwater now with the latest on FWC's investigation. It is taking the lead. And Jenny, it does say that it could take some time to put all the pieces together here.
Absolutely. Good morning to you, Caitlin and Jameson. You know, FWC said in that news conference yesterday that investigating a crash like this, specifically on the water, is a lot more complicated. There are a lot more elements that they have to gather, a lot more information they have to get, and it was on the water, so there could be things that are actually in the water that they still need to try and gather. But right now, what they're doing is compiling all of the 911 calls to get a better idea of where those callers were at the time they called, because they also want to see if anyone on the boat that actually crashed into the ferry, if anyone there called for help, because that could make a difference eventually if charges happen. And since this is an ongoing investigation, they tell 10 Tampa Bay that they are not releasing those calls to the public yet. And since it was dark at the time of the accident, investigators are also looking into whether the ferry had the proper amount of lighting. By the way, 10 Investigates did look into the background of the boat's driver, the one that hit the ferry. His name is Jeffrey Knight, as you mentioned. In 2019, court records show that he was in a boating accident and faced charges including careless operation of a vessel and violation of navigation that caused the accident. Now, we have to mention both of those charges were dismissed. But he was also cited for careless operation of a vessel in 2017. And if you go back to 2012, Knight was sued by the family of a man who died after falling into the water while getting off of a boat they said belonged to the prominent business owner. The family claiming at the time that it did not have proper safety railings along the gangway. However, both parties went through mediation and the case was later dismissed. Now, 10 Tampa Bay did go to the home of Jeff Knight to see if he wanted to speak about it, but no one answered. And when we did get a statement from his attorney, though, it stated that out of deep respect for Mr. Castro's family and for the many others who were injured, it would be inappropriate to comment publicly at this time.
Yeah, Jenny, still a lot of questions again remain here. Maybe an obvious one off the top is whether alcohol was involved in this crash. Was Knight tested at the scene, and could he face some charges here?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking that question. FWC told us that Jeffrey Knight is cooperating with them in their investigation. He did do a breathalyzer test and did not have any alcohol in his system at the time of the test. As far as any charges, once the investigation is complete, once they have all of the elements, FWC will turn that over to the state attorney's office, and it's at that time that they will decide if any charges will be filed. Live in Clearwater, Jenny Dean, 10 Tampa Bay.